Well, hello, friends. Hello. What a great day.
Can you believe we're back again?
We're back again.
It seems like we were just here cooking, don't it? It seems like we were just in here cooking.
Yeah, you're gonna love this dish today. I know I say that every time, but this is a good one.
Boy, this is a staple. This right here just don't get much more deep in the South than this right here.
Yep.
And don't get me wrong, people cook stew and barbecue all over the world. I don't mean that like that, but we had a request from Miss
Natalie from Knoxville. Lady from Knoxville.
Miss Natalie. She was asking me about a Brunswick stew. And Miss Natalie, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, I'm not cooking your exact recipe today. She was asking about and people make Brunswick stew different ways. She was asking about the one with the beans and more like what we call a stew. We would call it like a beef stew. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I'm working on that recipe. I've talked to a couple of people. I'm gonna critique that recipe and get it like where I think it needs to be. And I'm gonna send that to you because you said you didn't have no idea how to cook that. But what we're making today, we're gonna cook a traditional, what we call Georgia-style Brunswick stew. So we're gonna make that today, and I promise you I'll cook that other one in the near future. So y'all just hang with us, and we'll be right back at the master's table. Welcome back to the master's table. Here we go. We're getting ready to do this. I didn't even try to go over all these ingredients a while ago, Miss Cleveland. It's not a lot. This is just a lot of time and prep on. Not a lot of time. It's a lot of prep on the front end. I want to talk about this just for a minute, and then I'm gonna get out of the way and let Tina start stirring. She is the pot stirrer, she says, and so we got you something you can really stir today. You look at me like you shouldn't have said that. I'm gonna probably hear about that on the way home.
I doubt it.
If you can, and Granny used to have that meat grinder that y'all remember those one that clamps on the side and crank. Your mama even had one.
Talk back to me if you can.
Yeah, that's right. Even the countertop was tore up on the end where they put that old meat grinder. But I was fortunate enough to be able to go and pick this one up at the local, not box store, but it's like the box store, but where you can buy your sporting equipment and stuff like that. There's a couple of places like that you can go pick these up at a reasonable price. I mean, this was much over $100, and I really love this meat grinder. And you can make a stew, but it's hard to make this kind of Brunswick stew we're gonna make today without a grinder. So I just wanted to show it to you. You put everything in here, you push it down, run it through. Don't put your fingers in it, but everything goes through the grinder. Everything. So I wanted to say that, and I put
everything that goes in the stew goes.
Yeah, everything we're doing right here. I mean, of course, not the chicken stock and stuff, but all the major ingredient, the meat and stuff goes through this grinder. So with that being said, I just wanted to show you what I use. So I'm gonna set it right here, over here, out of the way.
Yeah, that's.
I'm done with it. I've done a lot of work on the front end, a lot of prep on the front end. First of all, we got chickens. We had to cook chickens. This is 2 deboned chickens, in which I think turned out to be about 5 cups, 5.5, maybe 6 cups of chicken. And then there's on the bottom you can see the transition to color. This is a whole Boston butt. We cooked a whole Boston butt. We'll go over the Boston butts in a future episode. I mean, we're all about barbecue, so we can talk about the Boston butts. But I can give you a rule of thumb: put that thing in your oven, get it on the rack up off the pan, cook it for about 6 hours, 250, 275, according to who you talk to. Get it up to about 160 degrees, take it out, wrap it, re-season it a little bit more, wrap it up and cook it for about another hour-ish. Get it about 203, 205, and boy, that thing is some more good. So that's what I've done. I cooked the Boston butt, cooked the chickens. All this has been through the grinder. Now, it was funny when I was running it through the grinder, Tina was looking at it like, it looked like little strings coming out, but it was really grinding it up.
But I remember that. That's how they used to do in the grocery stores. You could go in and watch them do that behind the meat counter.
This is, that's the reason why I like it, because now I can grind it. I can make my own ground beef if I want to. You can take sirloin and add how much fat you want to it, and you can make any kind of ground beef, make hamburgers or whatever, anything. Sky's the limit. My deer hunters, deer meat, you can run everything through there. But anyway, that being said, Miss Tina, we're gonna go ahead and start with this chicken stock right here. Tina's got her pot going, and you may want to turn that on up a little bit until we get this up to temperature. The reason why I cut that eye on. This right here was 4 cups of chicken stock, chicken broth, whatever. I just always like to start with some kind of base. I don't like just to start dumping the meat and stuff in. I want to be able to stir it in, because You ought to pot stir this right here. You're gonna get your workout today. Because once we start moving this, we got to keep it moving. But the recipe that you're gonna see on the screen is like for a big pot. We condensed this down, and I didn't have time to. I couldn't bring, and I wasn't gonna bring a big kettle pot in here today and make a few gallons. But this right here is gonna yield a good bit. You'll eat on this for a minute. You can put some in the freezer, give some away. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and start putting the meat. This is a chicken, and I'm gonna kind of put my hand right here, so it don't just go everywhere. But this is the chicken and the Boston butt. We go ahead and start with. Now, like I say, everything goes through the grinder. Everything. And I try to condense it down just to try to get this in a reasonable size recipe just for a pot. Your pot's probably going to be really full, Tina, when we get this going, but you can go ahead and mix that. And we'll add a little more. We're going to add some more liquid stuff. We got some tomato, crushed, ground up tomatoes we're going to add. But first, next, what I want to go ahead, it's okay. No piece of chicken left behind. This is. I just put this in a bag because I couldn't find another bowl to put this in when I was grinding it. So when I put it in my pan, I just went ahead and.
Ziploc bags are the best. Oh,
they're best for everything. Best storage. They don't take up much room in the refrigerator neither. This is 3 of those 15-point-whatever ounce cans of whole kernel corn. And Daddy always told me don't use the cream style corn because it sticks. It sticks real easy. You know when you're cooking it.
That would be good, but that.
Well, I mean, I don't know, I've never tried it, but he just always says. So this is the 3 cans of corn. Like I say, the corn went through the grinder too. If you want it whole kernel, it's fine.
Yeah.
If you want it whole kernel. But I just always was taught, Granddaddy and Daddy said run it through the grinder. So we run it through the grinder. And actually, you'll wind up with some whole kernels still in there. Some of them sneak through, so you got to have a few bites of a crunch right there. Miss Cleveland, you got something to stir right there, don't you?
Yep. You just go do your thing.
No, I'm just waiting on you and let you mix it in. We're just going to keep on. You told me to go on and do my thing.
I did.
I'm trying to do my thing. No, we just got to get it mixed in.
I got this under control.
I know you do. We just want to mix that in. Because like I say, once we continue to add these ingredients, this is so important. Like I say, we got this up on a pretty decent heat right now. And once this starts to cook just a little bit, and we're going to turn that back down to a low, and then let it simmer and let these all these flavors marry together, I guess to say.
Now I'm going to tell you something we're going to do too.
What we're going to do?
Just made me think of it. We're going to do chicken mull since you got that.
Yeah, we can do some chicken mull.
You got that grinder.
Yeah, we can do some chicken mull. But like I said, the main thing you want to do right here is not let this stick. Just because this right here will stick to the bottom. And once it sticks, and if you scorch the pot, you might well just dump it out and start all over again. So it looks like you got that corn mixed in there pretty good. So let me add you something that's got a little bit more liquid in it.
Yeah,
we're going to go ahead and these tomatoes, you can use the whole canned tomatoes, you can use crushed. Some people even use some tomato sauce. I don't know, there ain't no good way to do this, Tina, without just kind of dumping some of it. I'm going to dump some, and then I'm going to let you stir it, and we may come back and put a little more here in a minute. Let you mix some of that in.
That is quite a lot.
That's a lot. This is like almost a gallon of tomatoes. This been whole tomatoes. They wasn't canned tomatoes. My granny used to can the tomatoes, and they'd pull them out of the cupboard and pop the seal and use the canned tomatoes they picked out of the garden. But I don't have any more. I'm out. So I'm gonna let you mix that in. This was
I didn't get out to the garden.
Yeah, you didn't plant a garden. That's the problem. You did not plant a garden. But I want you to keep on this. The best thing to do is kind of roll that from the bottom. If you can just keep. Tina, I'm gonna get a boat paddle for you. I'm just trying to help you. If you roll that, if you're right-handed, just keep rolling it to the middle. Just keep rolling. It's the easiest thing.
What if you're left-handed?
I guess roll from the other side, I reckon. But I want you to keep on just kind of rolling that.
I'm keeping on.
I'm just saying, just keep on rolling, Tina. Don't even start now. It'll make you eat it just like it is.
Somebody out there defend me.
Lord have mercy. Y'all defend me. Y'all please help me. See what I got to put up with. Lord have mercy.
No, you ain't got to.
No, I know. I'd have told you, but you know what I told you?
What?
If you leave, I'm packing my bag and I'm leaving with you.
If I leave, you ain't going.
If you say you're moving out, I'm moving out too. But really, it's a lot of tomatoes. This is a full pot.
I mean, like is this pot big enough?
Yeah, we just got a little bit more to put in it. I told you I tried to condense it down and not make no great big pot, but we're gonna have some.
That's a lot.
You got it, Miss Cleveland?
Are you saying you want to do it?
No, I'm just saying you are. My arm gets tired every time I make it. Because once you start, you start. And it's
Why can't you just get a blender? I mean, a mixer.
Oh, Lord. Tina, Lord have mercy. Y'all help me. Lord help me. I'm going to go ahead and put you some ketchup in here. Go ahead. That's a cup and a half of ketchup. That was almost a gallon of...
You want me to get that out?
That's okay. That's all right. That's probably enough. There's so many different variations of this and so much, I mean, what you can do. And
I'm just trying to be careful because I don't want it to go over the side.
I know. Well, you said you want... Just keep on. I'm telling you, just...
It'll look real good right now.
It'll continue to change colors, and it'll just keep on doing its thing. It'll just kind of just work all together, melt together. What I try to say is just once it changes color, and you'll tell when it's done. But you just got to keep, like I say, the thing about it, you just have to keep on stirring. All right.
Keep on
keeping on. We love that song, don't we?
Yep.
Just keep on keeping on.
Oh.
There's a can of tomato paste. And I know there's a lot of different recipes out there for stew. A lot of different recipes. And I love stew. I love them. I love every time I get to find a barbecue place, I try to find a different stew to eat. We ain't got much more to go in there, Tina. I'll help you stir them in if you get
What
tired.
else is going in there?
We got to put some hot sauce, and we got to put some vinegar, and a little bit of W sauce. Let me go ahead and give you this vinegar. That'll help it. Where you can stir it a little bit better.
Oh, I can stir it. I just don't want it to go out the side of the pot.
That's all right. That's all right.
Look at there. See, it ain't gonna work.
Tina, it's gonna work.
It ain't gonna work.
It's gonna
go. Yeah, do it.
I told you we got.
It's gonna go out the side.
No, it ain't gonna go out the side. We just got to keep rolling. We got to keep rolling. This is a big pot. We got a big pot going right here. See how that? I'm trying to work some of that down.
See there?
You may take some out so you can stir a little bit easier.
No.
I mean, I will.
I want you to do it.
I'm trying. It's full. This is a full pot. It's a lot.
A lot in the pot.
It's a lot in the pot, Miss Cleveland. And we got a little bit more ingredients to be. I might have to take a cup out just to get my hot sauce in.
You want to?
Give me something to dip with, and I can dip out just a little bit and put it back in that where we had the tomatoes. I can save this a little bit. Let me see that. Take out some so it won't be quite so hard to stir. Because I had trouble when I made another pot. I had this much in that pot, and it was hard to stir.
So how much does this make? I mean, if you were...
Well, Tina, I tried to condense it down. I tried to, like I said, normally you would make a great big pot. We'd make a big pot of it, but I don't want to. I just try to condense the recipe down to try to fit that, and we can cook that a little bit later. We'll do that, but then I'll get this a little bit more manageable. That's about where I wanted it to be right there. That's where I thought it would be, but maybe I ground a little bit more meat than what I thought. But it's okay. We got it. I bet you. And see, the thing about it, we got everything in there. So go ahead and put this hot sauce. This is a half a cup of hot sauce. You do whichever one you like. You do whichever hot sauce you like.
You do sweet hot sauce? Is there a sweet hot sauce?
I guess there's a mild hot sauce. But
not like a barbecue sauce.
You know, like me, when we go down below the house and go to there's a local barbecue place that's it's less than a mile down the road from my house, and I love that barbecue, and his stew is so good. I just take and I like the sweeter style barbecue sauce, and I just like to dump some of the barbecue sauce into my stew. But yeah, that's a little better. That's a little easier for the stir for you, Miss Cleveland. But we're just gonna keep on stirring right here. And see, we got most of everything in there right now. Like I say, you got to adjust a little bit. It's hard to say sometimes because every recipe is different. And I had in my recipe. Sometimes I put an onion, sometimes I don't. And I didn't grind up an onion to go in this pot. The last pot I made, I put onion in, but it's all according to what. Like I said, you just have to adjust it a little bit more, a little bit less for what you like. Some people like a little more tomato taste, and some people like a little more vinegar base. I mean, it comes down to a lot of preference when you're making stews. You have to experiment with it a little bit and make it what you like it. And I'm gonna put just a little bit. If you're making a bigger pot, you would put a good bit more of the W, but I'm just gonna put I'm gonna sprinkle just a little bit on the top. We're gonna do that. And I cooked my Boston butt in the oven. I didn't cook it on a pellet grill or a smoker or anything outside. So I'm gonna put just a little bit of liquid smoke just to give it a little bit of a smoke flavor.
If you want your house to smell good, cook that Boston butt in the oven all that.
Oh yeah, it smells good. It does. And like I say, you know, it's according to how much smoke, brothers and sisters. It's according to how much flavor. It's hard for me to tell you to make your stew like I make mine because you may like a different taste. And that's the reason why you have to experiment with these. And that's the reason why everybody's granddaddy's got a secret recipe.
I was gonna say, a lot of people don't like vinegar taste.
Yeah, but I like, you know, I like some, but I'm not. I'm not a real heavy vinegar eater. I mean, you know, as far as putting it in, you know, stew and barbecue sauce. Generally, when I'm making barbecue sauce, and I got some right here, this is more of a thick, sweet.
Yeah,
This is a sweet sauce, and this is more of a vinegar. You can tell, see, it's a little bit more liquid. This has got a lot more vinegar than my sweet sauce does. So it's just all according to taste because everybody, you know, I guess that's the reason why the Lord made all of us different. Everybody got their own different personality, and if we was all the same, it would be kind of boring.
How boring would it be?
It would be boring. It'd be boring if we was all the same. So, and the same thing with, you know, the way we are, you know, with our opinions and way we have our own personalities and everything. Same thing with cooking, you know, with food. You know, I tell you all the time to measure with your heart according to what you like. So, Miss Cleveland, I know you're getting tired. You need me to swap out with you? Are you okay?
How long you got to stir?
Well, well, it's according to how big of a pot and according to how much you're making. I'm gonna put just a couple of generous pinches of salt. I'm not gonna put a whole lot because this is something you can always add a little bit more. Now, this takes a minute right here because I got to put some black pepper in this. This don't grind quite as. I like to simmer this for, I don't know, 30 minutes or an hour and then see where it's at because everything, the meat's already done. You want to cook the tomatoes and stuff. And, you know, if some people cook a stew, or a Brunswick stew, they'll cook it, they'll stir for hours, you know. But look at the pot.
Yeah,
look at the pot, Tina. Come on now, I got to give you sneeze.
Good
Look,
Lord.
If you ain't sneezing, you ain't seasoning, right? So just turn your head and just don't sneeze over the pot.
I reckon.
Just keep that bottom scraped. The main thing is on the bottom. Just keep rolling it up. Just to contour that pot with that spoon, just keep rolling. Like I said, if your arm gets tired, I'll stir some for you. But you can just about tell because it'll change color from what it is right there now. It'll actually change into a different color, and the more it heats, the more it'll get easier to stir, the hotter it gets. It's pretty simple, but like I say, it's just figuring out what taste and what style. You know, some people may not like corn in it. Some may, because really, I would probably put that much more corn. I like a lot of corn in mine.
I was gonna say, in Brunswick stew, you put corn in it, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, what traditionally around here, and what they call hash, here around where we live anyway, what they call hash is just the meat, and it's real thick. It's real thick. It's made similar to the stew, but then my sister that reached out to me, she was talking about the stew, and some of y'all ate it, and there's actually a few barbecue places around in our area. They make the stew that way. It has the beans and stuff in it, but when I think barbecue and stew, this is what I think about. What you think, Miss Cleveland? Is it getting there?
I guess.
As long as it ain't sticking on the bottom, just keep on. Because see, when I was fooling with this recipes, I'm gonna show you how backwoods I was. Look here. I got that wrote down on a piece of cardboard. I ain't even have a piece of paper. I was out there fooling and writing and doing. It's just figuring out what you like. What you like, Miss Cleveland? How you like it? You like more vinegar in it? You like it more sweet? You like the sweet barbecue sauce?
Yep.
I know you like the sweet barbecue sauce.
Yep.
And so, you know, with that being said, you could you can put some brown sugar in it. You could sprinkle a little bit of brown sugar. You could even put a couple of pinches of, you know, just to kind of mellow it out a little bit. And I'm not talking about making it sweet, but you could knock down some of the acidity of those tomatoes. But like I say, it's all you, Miss Cleveland. I'm just walking in your world today. It's all about what Miss Cleveland wants today.
Oh, yeah.
Ain't that right?
Oh, yeah.
Lord of mercy.
Why don't you tell everybody thank you for contacting us like they do while we're waiting. Why I'm stirring.
While you're stirring.
Why I'm stirring.
Yeah, we try to remember to reach out to you on air and thank you for watching our show. But we're at the point now where we have a good many people that reach out to us. Thank you for your kind words and your emails and your asking about the recipes and your requests for recipes. And I try to get them out quick as I can. And sometimes we're busy and we cook. We work and I pastor a church and we got a lot going on. So if I don't get it to you next day, I promise you I'm going to get it to you. So just be patient with me, even if you have to remind me every once in a while. But I would be glad to put those recipes in your hand. You reach out to me at frankie393@gmail, or my number will be on there. You can shoot me a text or give me a call. And if I'm available, I promise you I'll talk to you as long as you want to talk. What you think, Miss Cleveland? You seen a piece of chicken in there, didn't you?
I'm just looking.
I deboned it good.
Okay.
I deboned it.
All right.
It's good. It's good stuff. But it's coming on. It's coming together. It's starting to. I can tell it's starting to turn just a little bit now. But like I say, it just takes a minute. It's just a whole lot of stirring.
It sure is.
You know, in those big pots, they have almost like a boat paddle.
Yep.
And you're
That's what I was just thinking about.
You're just constantly just turning and moving. But like I say, because it'll stick. The meat is so fine, and if it gets too hot on the bottom, it'll stick. And then, like I said, you don't want to mess up the whole pot. So
you need coleslaw and loaf bread with this, or
loaf
crackers.
Bread. Well, being as you needed something to go with it, I'll just go ahead and get you something. See, I was gonna wait till the end, but I'm gonna go ahead and break it out on you while you stirring.
Oh.
So you was talking about them Boston Butts.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I see now why that is. It wasn't on the eye.
Well, look here. No, it ain't right. Look at there. Now, I don't know how y'all feel about that right there, but I know how I feel about it.
Well, it's good.
Let's see what it looks like on the inside, Miss Cleveland. We'll break into this.
That's doing something. It wasn't even on the eye. That's why I wasn't doing it.
Oh, well. Well, you're the pot stirrer looking here, Miss Cleveland. See here.
Yep.
Now this you could break this on up just like this right here, and this would be what you call just right here, Georgia pulled pork. Just regular old pulled pork, and I just used a basic rub on this. But that's good stuff right there.
Now, even though that looks pink, it's done.
Oh, it's done. That cooked right there that cooked for 8 hours. It was 206 degrees when I took it out.
Well, we fixing to have to go to break.
Yep. Keep stirring, Miss Cleveland.
So I'll be stirring when y'all get back.
Well, welcome back to the master's table. I just had put this meat to the side and warmed it up a little more, and I'm fixing to get me a bite. Miss Cleveland, you've been...
I don't want to bite.
You've been stirring. Let me go ahead and give you a tip of the day. And I think Tina's probably got you a verse of the day over there too. And I'll start I'll finish where I started talking about that meat grinder. A great pro tip, if you can, get you a meat grinder. And you don't have to spend a fortune on it. The one I got, it didn't cost much. I mean, I know you do it well. What's much, Bro Frankie? It wasn't much over $100, and that's a small investment if you cook and you want to make stuff like this. I mean, you can even make sausage with it. You can grind. I mean, you can do sky's the limit, whatever you want to grind. Make your own hamburgers. I mean, you're making stew today. So, pro tip: get you a meat grinder and a meat thermometer. And you'll be in the game. So what you got today for us, Ms. Cleveland?
I've got Colossians 3:2. Set your minds on things above and not earthly things. And all I can say about that is everything on this earth is going to fade away. But everything in heaven I mean, that's what we've got to look forward to. We've got to lay our treasures up in heaven and not depend on the things of the world, because the world will let you down every time. So keep that in mind when your days are hard and you get over the material things. I guess that's what I should say. Get over the material things and set your mind on the things for when you get to heaven.
That is great advice. You can't lead. I mean, you can't say it any better. I mean,
yeah.
Don't worry about that stuff that you can't control. Let God take care of it. Look here.
Yep.
There it is, Miss Cleveland.
There it is.
We're finna get out of here.
In all its glory.
We gotta have to get out of here, but I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you. Homemade barbecue sauce, barbecue and stew. We love y'all. Here it is, Georgia style. Come back and see us at the master's table.
Yep.